second. So around the waist, the whole lower body, let it just wash through there like a washing machine. And then you can let most of it just flow right back down your grounding cord. So it's going to make a loop that's going up from the earth, going through the legs, through the whole lower body, swishing around, and then it's going to go right back down your grounding cord. And you all are doing a wonderful job. I can feel this energy right now as you're doing this. You'll notice that there's a different quality to the earth energy than there is to the cosmic energy. It's a bit coarser, a bit denser. And just let that flow continue and see if you cannot, you're not making it flow, you're just watching it. So just tell yourself the flow is happening and you're just putting your attention on it. If you'd like, you can let a little bit of the earth energy rise up through the whole trunk of your body and fountain straight up and out the top of your head. Fountaining out the top of your head and falling back through your aura, washing it out. So maybe about 80% of the earth energy will flow back down the grounding cord, but about 20% will come up, fountain out the top of your head, like a fountain, clearing out your aura as it goes back down. Just enjoy that for a little longer. And if you'd like, you can change the perspective by which you've been viewing all of this. Most of you have probably been just watching this happen directly to your body. Now I'd like you to imagine that there's a screen out in front of your face, and bring yourself right up to the center of your head, right behind your third eye. And then, so if you're centered in your head, looking out your third eye, imagine that there's a screen maybe about 10 inches or so out in front of your face. So basically, if you held your hand out in front of your forehead, and imagine there was a screen right there where your hand would be. It's like your own personal reading screen. And on the screen, you can imagine there's a light. You're turning the light on above the screen, illuminating the whole screen. And you can let this be a signal to yourself when you see the screen and then you turn the light on above it, that you are giving yourself 100% permission to be as clairvoyant as you possibly can. And then once again, put your attention on your grounding and your earth energy, but this time you're going to see it on your screen. So you simply do this by imagining yourself, your body, as your body is right now, wearing the clothes that you're wearing. If you're wearing glasses, you can see your glasses on. You can see yourself sitting in these chairs, in the chair that you're sitting for real. And then, along with seeing yourself, see yourself with your grounding cord. So essentially right now your screen is going to be a mirror. See yourself with your earth energy running and your cosmic energy running. So we just brought your visualization up to your screen. Now, this is sometimes a little more challenging for some people to hold that image. So it may not be that you are able to hold the image the whole time. You might just, it'll be a constant re-imaging. You'll see yourself, you can focus on one aspect, focus on your grounding for a little bit, and then your earth energy for a little bit. Then you might reimagine what your hair looks like or what your face looks like. So it is a constant reimagining. It's not like the image of yourself will just always be up there in a complete image. And just allow your palms to rest gently on your lap with your palms facing upwards. And when the energy is flowing through your body, allow some of the energy to be flowing down and out your arms too if you haven't been doing that. And so it can flow down your arms, out your hands, forming two pools of light out of either hand. You can see a little bit of the cosmic energy and earth energy mixed together flowing down your arms and out your hands. So play around a little bit with that where you see it happening directly to your body, as if you didn't have a screen up, and then go to your screen and see this happening on your screen. And we're just going to have you do this for about 30 seconds more, and then we'll take a little break here. Okay, and then why doesn't everyone open up your eyes and come out of trance for just a minute? And why don't you all reach down and touch the floor, and that's going to be a sign to yourself that you're coming out of trance. But just tell yourself now you'll be able to go right back in as soon as we're ready for you to go right back in. Did anybody notice anything that they would like to share? Did anyone notice anything that they didn't expect when they grounded or ran their energy? Did anyone feel that? How many of you could actually feel a shift when you did the running the energy? Raise your hand and keep them up there. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. It's always cool if you do feel something, but you're not always going to feel physical sensations. And sometimes you might, and then the next time you won't. So you don't want to like set it up thinking that it only worked if you actually felt something. Sure. That's totally part of that. When you start to do these exercises, you are releasing, and so you may feel an energy flow, or you may just feel something as it moves, as it releases. You might, for a moment, actually feel worse. You might feel a pain that wasn't there before, or that you didn't realize was there. Yeah, just sensations. Yeah, you might feel twitches, itches, a warmth, different changes in temperature. And the more you do this, the more you start to realize that this isn't just your own. We're not just playing little games in our imagination. We're actually manipulating energy as we imagine it. So everything we just did here, we didn't have to do this in order to go into the reading, but this is really important because the more clear you are, the easier it's going to be for you to do reading. If you, let's say you don't really have that much interest in going on to do readings, if what you just did here was an intensive meditation with each little part of it, you could take and repeat this for the next 3 years. And you would be so clear and have your life completely shift around from doing nothing but these little exercises as your meditation. Whether you do it for 5 minutes a day, an hour a day, there's always a difference in between. There's always value in meditating, even if it's just for 5 minutes, because it's checking in with yourself, it's tuning in, it's shifting your brainwaves shift, your whole field shifts, and it gives you enough break from whatever you've been going through to now re-enter life in a whole new way. But the longer you do it, there is definitely a difference in meditation after, say, 20 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour. And many times it could take a whole hour before you actually start to feel like your mind has quieted down. The cool thing about these visualizations are, you can see they're very active. You are all busy. You know, probably too busy. I just throw a lot at you, and it always can seem for some people like a little too much. We could have just spent an hour just working on the grounding today. So it's not that you have to do each one of these every time. You can spend like 20 minutes on your grounding, 20 minutes on your earth energy, etc. But what you're going to find after a while is that even though you're really busy here with your mind, after a while you'll just start to feel like everything is clear and having the effects of meditation that you were hoping to get in the first minute or two. So also what we're doing here when we're grounding and running energy with yourself, you can take these and use them for other people. So you just all learned some pretty strong and powerful healing techniques to use with other people. Let's say I said I wasn't feeling well and you wanted to help me. I could just sit across from you. Actually, I don't have to be here in the room. You could heal me if I was all the way across the country. But you can simply visualize me, visualize a grounding cord for me and the energy running within me. When you're working on somebody else, it's always helpful, rather than you say, oh, I'm going to give this person a red grounding cord. Well, because that's the color you always use. Instead of doing that, you might just meditate on it a little bit and just say, well, what color or what kind of grounding cord would they create? Or what, let me see what they're giving me, even though this is all happening intuitively. And then whatever comes to you, use that one. You might find that you want to adjust it as you go along. But just so as their cord should usually look a little different than yours, so you know that you're not using your own energy, but you're allowing them to use their energy and you're reading it in them. And that could be very helpful. So really, if we didn't go any further than just this, you can use these techniques for other people. And many times, they will actually feel what you're doing. And that's why, if they feel it, even though you didn't tell them what you were doing, that's great validation that something is really working. And as I said today, for those of you who are at the panel, I talked about this a little bit. You know, that's the only reason why I really understood that this is so powerful. That because other people were able to see what I had been visualizing, or vice versa. One of the nice things about being at a clairvoyant school is you get tons and tons of healings being given to you and readings from other people, so you get to feel the energy shift happening. I never knew what energy was or energy healing until I was about 27 years old, and I wouldn't have even believed in it if it hadn't been for physically experiencing it myself. Okay, so now, oh, great, and that's what we're going to do right now. So, yeah. Okay, so, no, that's terrific. That's what we're going to do now, and I want to make sure we have time for that. So, what I would like to have right now is a volunteer of someone who would like to be read. Okay, I'm going to have him be read since he's already had a chance to work with these techniques a little bit. That's what happens when you sit in the front row and ask too many questions. Okay. Okay, so he's going to be up here, and usually I like to have everyone in a semicircle, but I don't think it really matters for right now. If there is anyone in the back who wants to come up, that would be great. You don't have to. But right now I'm going to have you all connect, tune into him, and also be on the same vibe with each other. And so I'm going to ask you all to go back inward, so close your eyes again. And try to keep them closed throughout this reading. And this is an actual reading you're going to do right now.